Well, both grandparents had rose gardens growing up. On my biological dad's side, he had about 3 acres, and there were orange trees and roses and a full garden. And my brother and I would play hide and go seek, and I would get lost in the roses. And then on my abuela's side, on my mom's side, she has rose gardens as well. Jackson Perkins. Those are the only roses she has. No other breed, and there's a million breeds of roses, but that's her breed. And I used to read underneath the rose bushes when we would go visit her. But that would be my earliest experience, as far back as I can remember, just being with the rose bushes. It's funny you say green thumb, because I feel like I'm still struggling. Flowers and plants are completely different. Flowers are a little bit easier, because sadly, once they're cut, they're in the process of death. Where with plants, it's about finding a balance, because it's more than just watering them and making sure they have enough sun. They need good music to listen to, they need to have their leaves dusted, they need love too. It's about making room in your life to have that relationship as well. Where with flowers, you can buy flowers and put them on your table and you enjoy them, but they're already dying, so. For household purposes, I really like the snake plant. It's a good entry-level plant. It's really hard to kill. It's great for your home space because it cleans the air. It's a low maintenance plant. And then as far as flower, it's so hard because each season I'm like, oh, this is my go-to flower. But if I were to choose one for all seasons, I really like the pincushion. It's also called the scabiosa. Which is a really ugly name, but it's beautiful. It has these really paper thin petals and a big fat head, and it's used a lot in weddings. It's really beautiful. Because I work from home, the first thing is, can my home feel like a home and also transition into my work? If I buy something, I absolutely have to love it. I can't have 5 vases because there's no room to have 5 vases. I need one, and this one has to have the perfect mouth to fit all of the florals. It needs to be a good color where it will complement a bunch of different colors of flowers, so it just depends. Visually, you don't see it and you don't expect it, but air and lightness. Because we have such tall ceilings and we have these huge windows, I think air and lightness play that secret factor. It's something more important than any physical object we can bring into our apartment. That's really important because that sets the mood, and always having the windows open helps. But if we're talking about the physicality of what's in the apartment, definitely a lot of wood, a lot of light wood. We have a few dark wood pieces and ceramic and glass. The way the sun, depending on the day, will shine through our Christmas tree lights and our glass vases. It's really pretty. So I went to school for fashion design, and florals have always been a side gig. So I would wake up at 4 a.m, go to the flower mart, buy my flowers, arrange it, deliver, and be at work at 9 a.m. and work from 9 to 6 at my design job, which I went to school for, which is what I was supposed to do. And I would come home and make another arrangement and deliver it. And it was like this for years. And when your life is so crammed with all these things you have to do and what you really want to do, everything needs to be fast. Can't spend an hour on my hair. So having it short makes it really easy. And mine is today. I'm always wearing a white shirt and denim and flats. It's just my grab and go. You see our space. I can't have this huge walk-in closet. So I can only have pieces that absolutely matter. I can't have a bright paprika coat. As much as I would love to have a paprika coat, I can't have it. So I just quit my designer job because I was doing this thing as a side hustle, and a lot of people were like, "You're really good at this, you should consider doing this." And I was like, "No, I went to school for fashion design, I'm a fashion designer." But I wasn't happy. I was in denim for a few years, and I was an accessories designer for a while, almost a year, and it was great. I loved problem solving and I loved designing, but it's not the same as the floral world. Like, I have these relationships with nurseries and my farmers where I buy my flowers from, and I'm a morning person. I have no problem being up at 3 a.m. Like, that's my jam. I'd much rather be up at the flower mart when everyone is like still waking up, coffee in hand, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do this. It's a completely different lifestyle. Who wouldn't want to be in fresh air and sunshine all day? I love that. I love exploring the city and finding my pockets of where certain wildflowers grow or certain greenery grows, with the permission of the homeowner, of course, being able to clip it. Or I have a girlfriend back in Ukaipa where she has orange trees, and for the holiday season I made orange garlands, and being able to hang out with her and her 2-year-old son Harrison and pick oranges, who wouldn't want that lifestyle? It's really beautiful and light and airy, and it's definitely gruesome at times too. Flower sludge on your clothes and under your nails, that's not pretty. Long work hours. Like, all of the wreaths that I did for the pop-up this weekend had to be made the day before. So I started working from 1 to midnight, and I slept for 3 hours, and then I got up at 3 and continued working, which that can be exhausting and physically demanding, but I love it. When you really love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. I just feel really lucky that I figured this out young enough where I can pursue it for the rest of my life, instead of just being comfortable with my cushy design job. I don't know. I just feel really lucky to be doing what I'm doing.